Hey guys, how's it going? It is me, Connor, or Vertex from Xpanse Gaming, and today I just wanted to make this little commentary over this footage that I captured a couple of days ago now, so early in August of 2016 for reference. But it was just the Clash playlist was the primary, or the playlist of the day, or whatever they call it. And so I was just coming in to get my 15 legendary marks, and I ended up having a really good game. And actually really enjoyed it, obviously, because you always enjoy it when you have a really good game. But I thought that this was going to be a really good example for something that I wanted to talk about. And I wasn't quite sure what it was at the time, but I knew I needed to save this gameplay, and so I did. And then I was sitting here thinking about it, and it finally hit me the two things that I kind of wanted to talk about more in this video than any other video with any other footage that I've had. So that's kind of what you're getting here, is kind of the leftover ideas, and I feel like this video really sums both of them up. So the first thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about today is remaining focused throughout an entire game of the Crucible. Now this isn't really it's important, but it's not really as much of a problem, at least for me, in 3v3 game modes, because you're kind of forced to stay focused. You have a very finite group of people charging you, and you may have teammates around you, you may not. Things may get really, really sweaty all of a sudden, and you just don't really know what's going on if you're not paying attention, and you're going to get absolutely destroyed. So you don't really have any other option but to be fully focused and concentrated on what you're doing. But in sixes, in Control, Clash, Rift, you can kind of get away with doing other stuff or not really focusing on what you're doing, kind of going into autopilot mode, and you're going to do all right. But I don't think people really get on this game to do all right. They get on this game, yeah, to have fun, but a lot of people get on this game to do well. Everybody plays first-person shooters to play well, because you enjoy killing others, you enjoy beating them, you enjoy feeling, I guess, superior to them by beating them, and so it's very competitive, and you have to stay focused, even in games like sixes, to consistently do well. Now, I'm not saying that if you focus, you are going to win every single game, because the reality is that in a game with 5 other people on your team and 6 other people on the other team, there are going to be crazy amounts of just randomness involved. And so you may get some of the best players in the world, and you may play your heart out, and you may play as focused and as good as you can, but you will get beat. And so I'm not necessarily saying that this will directly correlate into more wins on your scorecard for you. But what it will do, or at least in my opinion it will do, is increase your kill-death ratio significantly. So whether you're kind of like me, and in sixes you just kind of hover around a 1.2 kill-death ratio, and you just kind of coast around and don't really apply yourself, you miss a lot of snipes, you may do well at one part in the game, and then you just kind of fall off. Or if you're a 0.7 KD and you just kind of feel like you're getting killed a lot more than you're ever getting kills, and it's not that much fun. Or you're an upper level player. I don't really know why this would apply to you, but it could. So, because it's something that I have to constantly remind myself, and this game is a good example of it, because I start out quite well. I go on a 9 kill streak, I believe, to begin this game, and so I'm starting off strong. I'm not really making any bad decisions. I'm just kind of cruising along, doing what I do best, which is keeping people at a distance, and if they get close, last word, Thunderstrike melee, they're out of my hair, problem solved. But there are certain parts of this game where I start making bad decisions, and I was very concentrated this game, so I was able to say, snap out of it, Connor, you need to focus and continue to do what you're doing that's been working. And so I would then kind of switch back into the upper gear and continue about playing quite well. But something that happens to me a lot is I never am able to hit that switch to go back into focus mode. I just kind of start the game, I'll go on like a 5 to 10 kill streak, and then I'll just die like 6 times in a row, in ways that I think are stupid, in ways that if I go back and watch the footage, I'm like, why? Why would you do that? What's wrong with you? Why are you doing this? This was not smart, bad move. If you could have done this over again, you should have redone it this way. And that, as much as that's awesome to learn from, it doesn't really help you in the moment, right? And so that's just something that I kind of think more people need to actually consciously think about. Is if I'm dropping a 1 kill death ratio all the time in a game of 6v6 Crucible, something is not right. And I'm not saying that I'm an awesome player, but I am above that level. And so that's just something that I think that if you, before you get frustrated with yourself, before you throw the remote, before you shut off the game and shut your TV off and scream, try and check yourself and just say, am I remaining focused? And that doesn't mean mad, that means focused, calmly making decisions, trying to think as if it was a trials game, what would I be doing here? And so that's kind of my little spiel on that. I hope somebody got something out of that. I know it helps me, and if I go back and watch this video later on, I'll probably be like, yeah, good idea, really smart. So this was almost as much for me as it was for any of you watching. But the next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, which is something that you kind of see in this video, but and I almost separated this into a separate video with a better example, but something that I've been seeing in the Crucible recently in these 6v6 game modes is more mercies, more mercy rules, more landslide victories, almost back to where it was in year one, where it was almost like you were either destroying the other team or you were getting destroyed yourself. And to be honest with you, I'm actually kind of enjoying it. As much as it sucks to sometimes get absolutely hammered in the Crucible and just get embarrassed, it is good for you to see people who are actually significantly better than you and maybe mimic them, as well as it's a lot of fun to go in and just dominate people. It's just a lot of fun to have your way with them, to not have to change your game plan in any way and let them just continue to come and get killed. And so I'm actually really happy because it seems like the 6's game modes are a little bit less sweaty than they were. I'm enjoying them a lot more. I'm actually playing 6's where I was at a point in time where I was like, I will never play 6's. I'm just playing 3v3. I'll play Rumble. But 6's are kind of my way to go relax. And I'm glad to see that this game is kind of moving back to casual, and then it has its sweaty aspects to it. So, for instance, Trials of Osiris, Skirmish can get pretty sweaty. Rumble's usually always sweaty. There are the game modes for upper level players that want to go compete, and I go compete in those all the time, but I just, every once in a while, I want to go into a game of Clash or Control and maybe try and hit a triple or a quad sniping feed and just hang back and talk to my friends or whatever it may be and not have to worry about winning or losing, just, playing normally. And so that's what these game modes are kind of moving towards. But you can also play very competitively and sweaty if you want, like I did in this game. I ended up going 20-2. So that's not bad. That's pretty good if I do say so myself. I'm patting myself on the back right now. But yeah, that's going to be it for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you do, please do not forget to like and subscribe to the channel. Until next time, I'll see you guys later.